Do you ever find yourself on zero boost, stuck in the middle of the field without any momentum? What am I doing here? Help! If you answered yes to the previous question, then this video might be worth a watch for you. Today's video is going to be about a mechanic known as the Speedflip. Now before I get started, I would like to say that this mechanic is in the advanced mechanic bracket as it includes the use of a couple different mechanics all rolled into one. Let me explain. A speed flip is a combination of a regular diagonal flip and a flip cancel. The flip cancel is really what makes this flip faster than any other in the game, as it keeps your car closer to the ground, which in turn makes for a shorter flip time, meaning you spend less time in the air flipping and more time on the ground with the supersonic speed ready for your next movement. The speed flip also allows you to boost for the entirety of the flip, which allows for an even faster flip, compared to a regular forward or diagonal flip where you'd have to stop boosting mid-flip so that your car doesn't lose any speed. A few reasons you would want to use a speed flip include kickoffs. As the speed flip is a faster variant of a regular diagonal flip, you are going to reach the ball faster than your opponent, which will likely result in you winning said kickoff, therefore giving you or your team an advantage right off the bat. Another use of the speed flip could be that you're low on boost and you need to preserve whatever boost you have, but you still need to rotate around the field as quickly as possible. Now, you guys ready for the actual tutorial part of this video? Well, fasten your seatbelts because this is going to get bumpy. First of all, speed flips, as you probably would have guessed, use the two diagonal flip directions, diagonal right and diagonal left. So before we go any further, please make sure that you're familiar with these. If you're not, I'm not too sure why you're watching this video. The second part of the speed flip is the flip cancel. If you're not familiar with a flip cancel, it's basically when you flip your car in a certain direction and then pull back on your analog stick in the opposite direction you flipped in. So a forward flip cancel would look like this, where you flip forward and immediately pull your analog stick down so that your car stops the flip animation halfway through and your car just sort of floats through the air for a second. If you try a forward flip cancel and it looks something like this, then you're most likely not pulling your analog stick exactly opposite the way you flipped. So once you've got the hang of flip cancels, you're ready to try speed flips. So remember how I said that speed flips involve diagonal flips and a flip cancel? Well, if you put two and two together, you'd probably guess that in order to speed flip, I would need to diagonal flip and immediately pull my analog stick the opposite way to my flip, like so. That is correct. Almost. Let me tell you why. For an effective speed flip, you can see that there's quite a margin of error here. You'll notice that sometimes your car will just sort of spin on its nose and not really gain any speed whatsoever. This is just down to the flip cancel part of the flip. So play around with the angle of your flip and flip cancel to get the best possible outcome. I would recommend starting with a diagonal flip that is ever so slightly closer to a forward flip, and then cancelling your flip by pulling directly down on the analog stick. This could just be personal preference, but it seems to do the job for me. Also make sure to practice your speed flips on both sides. As you all know, in Rocket League, kickoffs and in-game situations vary massively. So being able to speed flip in both directions will be a huge asset to you in-game. Another thing I would recommend whilst learning speed flips is holding down power slide and air roll when you come to the end of your flip. This is so that you can correct your car's horizontal position for a good landing and to keep your momentum if your car isn't going dead straight. If you don't hold down power slide when you land your speed flip, your car could end up losing all momentum. If your car isn't dead straight, of course. So play around with your speed flips whilst holding power slide and air roll to make sure that you get the best landing possible. That way you'll be sure to get to that ball before anyone else. To make this part a little easier, I would say binding air roll and power slide to the same button is a huge help. I personally have mine bound to LB on my Xbox controller. This also helps when I'm using wave dashes in game for momentum and car control. Once you think you have your speed flips down, make sure to practice them even more in actual game situations. This will help embed this new mechanic into your muscle memory for whenever you need to use it. I'd recommend you try speed flips in casual mode at first so that you don't have a mental breakdown in ranked if you haven't perfected them yet. Also, I'll leave the code in the description to Musty's training pack on speed flips. This will help you hone your speed flips so that you can get them as fast as the game will let you. And that just about wraps up the speed flip tutorial. I hope this video helped you guys out there that may be struggling with this mechanic, or if you've never heard of the speed flip and you want to try something new. Trust me, you definitely should. If this tutorial did help you out, make sure to let me know down in the comments and smash that like button down below. With that being said though, that is all I've got time for today, so I have been Oliver, that is OLVR, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.